Well, hello Stalker. Today I want to share how to guarantee become aware of yourself in a dream. We'll dive into powerful practices, non-doing, erasing personal history, and acting without expectation of reward. For those familiar with Castaneda, this is a structured perspective on well-known techniques. And for beginners, it's a useful and comprehensive guide to start a journey towards awareness. Ready to dive in? Let's go. So, it's crucial to understand what I'm saying. This system requires time, effort, and conscious approach. You need to practice it with intent and conviction that this is real. It's not just theory or some abstract concept. I'll do my best to explain this through reason, even though reason can't always capture everything 100%, as there are things it simply cannot grasp. Still, I'll describe how it works, why it is important, and what exactly needs to be done so you can understand and apply this in practice, and also why it will work. So there's you, a person living much like everyone else, routine, schedule, familiar patterns. But to achieve awareness in dreams, you must break free from the programs that limit you and from the fixed position of your assemblage point, which, let's be honest, has long since rusted in place. Our goal is to make that point movable. Ideally, it should glide smoothly, like it's oiled, but even restoring some flexibility to it is already a huge step forward. What is the assemblage point? It's a long story and there's a lot to say about it, but put it simply, we are luminous beings entirely made of awareness, just like everything around us. You don't have to believe this, but that's the foundation. We have a cocoon that surrounds our being. This cocoon is also made of awareness. Think of us as a kind of projector, illuminating this cocoon from within, and it's through his illumination that we perceive the world. The key element of perception is the position of the assemblage point. It's a cluster of light located in the area of the back, roughly at shoulder blade height and about an arm length away. Its position determines what we see and how we interpret it. To become aware of yourself in a dream, you need to make the assemblage point movable. When its position shifts, our perception and interpretation of the world transforms as well, like changing the shape in a projector. At that moment, you can even switch to other worlds, the very ones we sometimes glimpse in dreams. Surely, you've had dreams that felt so vivid and meticulously crafted that you wondered, how is my mind capable of creating such a complete, incredibly detailed universe that I've never even glimpsed in my waking state? So, how do we make this glowing cluster of awareness movable? Hit it to make it move? Yeah, that could work if you are a seer who can perceive people's cocoons and also an Nagual as described in Castaneda books, but for an ordinary person, not quite. Maybe substances, different kind that expand perception and so on. Nope, that's nonsense. While they might act as a crutch in certain circumstances, the consequences are too costly, and afterwards would you even believe it was real? Plus, it's risky. And yet there is a way to do it naturally, something rooted in our nature. The risk is smaller, but it's still there. However, you'll need to put in effort, be ready to work hard, and stay committed. It's important to understand that we can move the assemblage point directly at will, but what if we could influence it directly by changing how we look at things and the world as a whole? This is where the practice of non-doing comes in. Non-doing is a practice of stepping outside habitual patterns or behaviors and perception. It teaches us to do things differently that we're used to, or even to notice and feel things that usually escape our attention. For example, looking at the world from an unusual perspective, using objects for unintended purpose, or acting with awareness rather than on autopilot. In the context of dreaming, non-doing helps break the routine of perception. By learning to notice subtleties of reality, we become more attuned to moments when the world looks strange, a critical step towards dream awareness. Enhanced mindfulness. Non-doing engages the brain more actively, training conscious attention, which also translates into greater awareness in dream. Shifts the assemblage point. As Castaneda described, non-doing shifts perception, allowing us to see the world differently. In dreams, these can help us step outside typical scenarios and become aware of ourselves. Examples of non-doing. First, change your usual routes. When walking to work, the store, or just taking a stroll, choose an unfamiliar path. Do this consciously, noticing new details around you, sounds, smells, textures of buildings. How it helps. Dream often repeat familiar scenario. By altering your routes in reality, you train yourself to notice differences and catch unusual elements, which is crucial for dream awareness. Second, do something illogical but consciously. For instance, wear mismatched socks, eat soup with a fork, or read a book backwards. The key is to do it with a full attention, understanding that you're breaking the usual order. How it helps? This teaches you to notice oddities in your actions, a skill that naturally transfers to dreams. For example, in a dream you might suddenly realize something feels off and become lucid. 3. Observe the hidden side of things. Look at the back of the mirror, the underside of a table, or closely examine an unused corner of a room. Do this daily, dedicating at least 5 minutes to the details. How it helps? It broadens your perception, trains your attention to detail, and helps you recognize cues in dreams that signal this is a dream. These practices not only strengthen awareness but also makes reality feel more vivid and engaging. Feel free to create your own non-doing exercise to tailor it to your circumstances and practice them regularly. Non-doing is also what I would prescribe to you if you come to me with an ailment. You'd say, I'm depressed, nothing makes me happy, the meaning of life is slipping away, and everything is on autopilot. If I were a doctor and could prescribe something like that, I will do it for your benefit. Non-doing is a way to break free from the familiar, to shake yourself up and see the world differently. It's like medicine for the soul when everything feels stuck in routine and there seems not to be a way out. Next practice is erasing your personal history, which is about freeing yourself from attachment to yourself and the image you create throughout memories, beliefs, and relationship with others. Essentially, it's a way to stop seeing yourself as a fixed person with a set of unchanging characteristics. In the context of lucid dreaming, erasing your personal history helps. First, reduce the importance of I. When we're less attached to our usual self-image, our perception becomes more flexible. In dreams, this helps us realize that the I in the dreams is merely a role and we can step beyond it to become lucid. Second, open doors to new scenarios. We often see repetitive elements in our dreams: work, relationship, worries. By erasing personal history, we let go of these attachments, allowing dreams to become freer and more unusual. This is a crucial point for self-awareness in dreams. 3. Train inner silence. Erasing your personal history includes stopping conversation about yourself. The less we talk about ourselves, the easier it becomes to slow down the inner dialogue, which is one of the main barriers to awareness both in reality and in dreams. Practical steps for erasing your personal history. Don't tell others about your plans, goals, or past. Let your actions speak for yourself. Consciously change your behavior. For example, if you usually talk a lot, try being more reserved. Stop clinging for your memories. Observe them as clouds that come and go. These practices help you perceive yourself as something fluid, not fixed. Such an approach not only increases the chances of self-awareness in dreams, but also makes the entire process of dreaming more exciting. So the last practice is actions without expecting reward, which is doing something for the sake of the action itself, without attaching to the result or seeking approval from others. It teaches us to be present in the moment rather than dwelling on thoughts of the future or past. In the context of lucid dreaming, this helps in the following ways. First, reduces attachment to the outcome. When we do something for a reward, our mind focuses on expectations. This amplifies the inner dialogue and the usual focus on the future. Letting go of reward frees up the attention, making us more receptive to what's happening right here and now. The key of realizing ourselves in a dream. Second, develops pure awareness. By performing actions for the sake of process, we begin to notice more how our hands move, the sounds around us, how the body responds. This trains attention, which is important both in real life and in dreams, to catch the moment of awareness. Third, reduces the inner tension. When we're not chasing a result, the mind becomes calmer, and this state helps us enter awareness more easily in both reality and the dream world. Examples of actions without expecting reward. Slowly sweep the floor without thinking about how quickly it will be done and how clean it will become. Just feel the movements. Draw or write, knowing no one will see or judge it. Enjoy the process of creation. Take a walk in the woods or park without aiming to find a beautiful spot or get steps in. Just walk and notice the world around you. Such a practice helps to let go of control, relax, and develop the habit noticing what's happening, which naturally carries over in dreams. In a dream, you will also stop chasing scenarios and you will be able to realize it's a dream and simply be in the process. So now that you understand the essence, have begun practicing and made yourself flexible and fluid, just like a mechanic restoring a rusty classic car, you are ready to dive in. You are prepared to ride the rainbow bridge into other worlds, to open yourself up to new experiences and possibilities. To trigger this, you should not simply wait for the moment when you suddenly become aware in a dream. While this is very possible if you regularly and correctly follow the techniques described earlier, there's another powerful addition: setting your intention before sleep. Right before falling asleep, you can set the intention to realize yourself in the dream, or as I mentioned in my other video, the simplest approach is to set an alarm in the middle of the night, say around 1 a.m. Wake up, remind yourself to fall asleep again, but this time with the intention to become aware within your dream. Try to catch the moment when images start to flicker before your eyes as you gradually drift into sleep. Throughout the day, prepare yourself for a deep dive. Stay calm, avoid stress or anxiety. You can also follow the classic method of intending to see your hands in your dream as described by Castaneda, or set a specific goal to reach a particular place, to see something specific, or achieve any other goal that is meaningful to you. Everything depends on your desire and intention. So Stalker, today we covered 3 key practices: non-doing, erasing personal history, and action without expecting a reward. Each of these is a step toward breaking free from the conventional perception and realizing yourself both in reality and in dreams. For those already familiar with Castaneda teachings, this is a reminder of the power of these techniques. For newcomers, it's a starting point on the path of awareness. But remember, the journey begins with the first step. Lucid dreaming isn't a goal, it's an opportunity to explore worlds hidden from our eyes. Start practicing today, and perhaps by tonight you will take the first step into the world of awareness. Happy dreaming, Stalker. I'll see you on the path into the unknown.